Hi, everybody. Well, it is 1944, so 7:44 in the evening. We're having a beautiful drive. Hi, thank you. I was just saying that it's about 15 minutes till 8 in the evening, Mountain Time, here in El Paso. We have a beautiful crescent moon tonight, and we're just leaving our meeting with Major General Bernabe. And it was I always come out of those meetings feeling good. I do. This one was probably the best one. I feel the best because I have big news. They are going to bring in the cadaver dogs at Fort Bliss. What we know for sure is we went over lots of warrants. How many warrants were there, dear?
Page.
Oh, man, like 30?
Well, no,
40?
No, the first page was all subpoenas.
Oh, subpoenas.
Next page was warrants.
Yeah, so a lot of them. Not one of them show any action whatsoever that Richard is alive.
Right.
Okay? Not one. So that is, so they are going to bring in cadaver dogs. Now, the big discussion, too, was to take Richard off of deserter status and put him on missing status. And we talked about the consequences of taking him off of deserter status. And Rob and I have really talked about this, and we really want him off that deserter status. Just because those subpoenas were pretty thorough. There's a couple of them that are still we're waiting for. They're pretty thorough. But
we have to wait for a hire, too, about the taking them off desertion.
Right. It really isn't Major General Bernabe's decision. They're talking about it. It is a higher decision to take him off of deserter status. And there's one possible reason why they might not, and that is at the Del Rio. Do you remember the Del Rio? If you've been listening, we had a lead of a street person that says they saw Richard at a Del Rio in Juarez. And the local Juarez investigative police, we met them at the Del Rio because we decided to go to that Del Rio and check it out. And they had
coincidence.
It was by coincidence that we met them. Sorry, it's dark. Put this light on, yeah. So by coincidence, we happened to meet them there at the Del Rio. It was amazing coincidence. It was a God thing because it showed us for the first time that the CID, the State Department, and the investigative local police there in Juarez were communicating. So that was good news. So we've got the cadaver dogs coming on to Fort Bliss. It should be next week. That was like the number one thing I'm very happy about. Sad was all those subpoenas and warrants. Nothing really showed any sign of life. Now they could maybe show Richard's
or recent action.
Or recent action even. So that was really bad. And I'm talking about maybe a dating site. I'm talking about all his Google. I'm talking about all his other social media. I'm talking about his bank accounts. There's one thing that we're still waiting for, and that's the Coinbase, because he did buy Bitcoin. Excuse me. So they know they have that, but is there recent action? Right. There's 2 Bitcoin warrants, is there any recent action? But those warrants already went through. Those subpoenas already went through. And so what is a negative for Richard being on missing status is that they were telling us the only crime that he has committed is desertion. And because there's no other crime, they will have a hard time getting other future subpoenas or future warrants. They won't get, well, I think maybe the FBI could get them.
Oh.
Okay, the FBI. I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to refute anything what they were saying. But that the CID would have a hard time getting the warrants or subpoena. They wouldn't be able to get them. But I think maybe we could get them through the FBI. I'm going to look that up, ask some questions about that. So, but that, I mean, when they said that to us, that there was no other crime that he committed, that they could get a warrant and subpoena, that was just astonishing to me. Because do you understand what happened to Richard in those last few months? It was vicious. Vicious. And I did say that. I did say that during the meeting. I was saying, if this is how it is, it needs to change. Because, wow, it was just really bad for him. And then if you have all the unit members, you have problems in the unit. Now, they're going to check on that. They're also going to check about the 28th of March. And I think that's really, really important because he got in very, very big trouble on March 28th. Very big. Very, very big trouble. It was disastrous. And they even told us that they could have given him... No? Okay. I'm not going to take... My husband doesn't want me to say that. But, yeah, it was not good. So even what they gave him, they think that they did a lighter job. I was just like, really? That is a light job on him? Wow. So, and they're dealing with a 21-year-old stellar soldier beforehand. Yeah. So I think Richard was really upset. I told him, I think he got pissed off. And that might have not been a good thing. That might not have been a good thing. But you know what? When you're 21, you're very immature. And wow. So, anything else that really came out of there that was fruitful? The cadaver dogs and the 28th of March.
The immunity thing.
Oh, the immunity.
I wouldn't talk about it, but the immunity thing is a lot more serious than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, we did have a discussion about immunity, and it's a lot more serious, and they made really good points about that. But there was another thing that he mentioned that I thought was kind of like, let's see, what did I write down here? About the immunity, that we want to offer immunity, and he said that, you know, maybe if there was a really good lead,
case-by-case basis.
But he already offered no retribution. I thought that was, you know, and I was going to even tell him that it's kind of like an immunity, no retribution, if you would come up and talk. The immunity, he is agreeing with that, but it has to be on a case-to-case basis, and it's much more serious than what Rob and I thought it was. They brought up really good, it was very educational, very good points, and yeah, and I forgot, I had written here perjury, and I forgot to mention that because I was listening to him talk about the immunity, and it was very interesting, and after that I wanted to say to him, also they need to sign, but I forgot to mention this, but they need to sign a statement that they understand what perjury is and the penalties of perjury. Because I think there has been some perjury involved in this. Wouldn't you agree? I think there was definitely some misunderstandings, I guess you would call it, misunderstandings. And there's some people that could have cleared that up early on for us. Early on. And there was just a lot of, it's been very sloppy. That was the word that I used in the meeting, sloppy. And Major General Bernabe is going to be after it. And he wants an orderly forklift. He wants to get to the bottom of it. So he says. And he looked at me with very serious eyes. So I'm praying that is true. Pray that is true. Because we need to find Richard Halliday and save our children. And get rid of this toxic culture so that we don't have more victims of it. And one of the points also that I brought up is the people that are searching, and I want to talk to the people that are searching for Richard. I hope that you take the time to look at this whole Find Richard Halliday page, because there's a lot of information on there that maybe some of you don't know. And it has been a struggle for us to get anyone to search for Richard. Good, bad, or ugly what he did. Right now, when you make a list of what he suffered in the last, all the bad things that happened to him in the last few months, and what he actually did wrong, he didn't commit any crime. He didn't commit any crime. And when you look at it, I told him it was like Hammurabi's Law. It was way overreach, in my opinion. Okay? And I'm a pretty tough mom. But I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You know, the punishment should fit the crime. And then the punishment, the restitution, that's what it's called, should lead to restoration, not destruction. So that's just my opinion. That's my belief. And that was not the case. I can tell you that right now. That was not the case. It was extreme. And they told us it could have been more extreme. Wow. Wow. I think they need to relook at that. And I think they would have a lot less suicides. Now, that's just my opinion. But, wow. When you destroy a person like that. So, it was productive. Really productive. And because we were getting those cadaver dogs in there. And we may be able to get Richard as missing. And we maybe get a limited immunity, case by case. But we will get, times where people can come forward, no retribution. Maybe they sign a paper. Maybe, I don't know how that goes about. But I think those are really good moves forward. Oh, and I was talking to the people that are searching Richard. This is not a personal thing. This is a systemic thing. And thank you for searching for Richard. And I will be eternally grateful for you if you find Richard. Because he might be nothing to you, but he's a whole lot to us. A whole lot. And you might not have good memories of him or no memories of him, but we have a lot of great memories with him. So I will be eternally grateful if you find Richard. And I hope you put all your personal feelings aside I really do. And look for Richard. Please. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you like the Halliday family. I don't care if you like Richard. Put all those feelings aside and just look for Richard. And please God, he'll be alive. Okay? Okay. This is not personal. This is us trying to make a difference. And maybe in a few really make a difference and change the culture, and we'll have a lot more joy. A lot more joy. Because nothing we do, we get instant results if it's really something that's worthwhile. Yep. Sometimes the results come even after we're dead. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that to all of you. I love you that you're looking for my son. I do. I'm so glad. So, thank you. Kisses to everyone. Have a great night. And I'll look over the notes and we'll be back looking tomorrow. God bless you all. Bye-bye.